Start now with the project charter. Okay, this is one of the most important topic of this define phase. Okay, this project charter is one of the most important topic, because whenever you are going to do any project, you need to write this project in a project charter. Okay, and project charter, this is the first way actually by which you are defining your project, how you are going to do this project, what are the team members, what are the objectives, what are your main goals, how much costing, investment, benefits, revenue benefits, financial benefits. You need to mention everything here in the project charter. And project charter is just a one piece, a one page document. Okay. In fact, this is just a one page document. And as compared to a business report, a project business report or project report, this is just a 1 or 2 page document. Okay. So one thing you need to remember, that whatever the project charter you are making, it should be simple to understand, it should be specific. Okay, and it should be whatever the goals you are mentioning here, the goal should be measurable and attainable. Okay, and should be time bounded. So we will discuss it, what is the project charter, why it is important for you guys, and how you can actually make a project charter. Okay, I will give you exercise also. So project charter, it is a charter which clarifies what is expected of the team. Okay, so before starting any project, you will require a document which will have all the different necessities which is required for the project. You need to mention. Okay, so a charter, it clarifies what is expected of the team, keeps the team focused, and keeps the team aligned with the organization priorities, and also transfer the project from champion to the improvement team. So basically, this project charter you are making in the initiation of the project. Uh, After that, this should be used again and again just to monitor your performance. Okay, because your managers will check whatever you have written in your project charter, are you following it or not, and second, are you able to achieve or not. That's why first you need to write a project charter, then you will take approval from your managers. Okay, from your sponsors. Yesterday we have discussed about the sponsors and champions. So the sponsor, uh, anyone who can sponsor your project. Okay, maybe a finance manager, your CFO, or your any senior person who can actually sponsor your project. You need to take the approval from the sponsor. Like if you are working in production industry, so plant manager who is a suitable person who will give you permission, okay, about your project, who will approve your project, because project approval is also very important. So you need to write a project, and in a project there are some basic components you need to mention. Like for example, business case, that's the first part, like explanation of why the project should be done. Problem and goal statements also you need to mention here, that what is the description of the problem, opportunity or objectives. Okay, that should be clear, and that should be attained and measurable in the time. And project scope means what are the dimensions of the process, available resources, what you are going to use, milestones, key steps and dates to achieve goal. So your timeline is also very important. Okay, like for example, when you are going to start this project, when you are going to finish this project, that you need to mention. And your roles and responsibility of your different team members. So the team members are very important. You need to select different team members uh, from different departments also. Okay, especially in the Lean Six Sigma project, because there are different green belt and yellow belt people in different departments. So you need to choose different people for a project. And one thing you need to remember that in most of the Lean Six Sigma based industries, we are having project members 5 to 8. Okay, not more than 8 project members, because otherwise it will be very difficult to handle team members. So try to be specific, under 8 or 9. Okay, not more than that. Otherwise, it's not easy to handle these numbers of the project members. Project charter is an agreement between the management and the team about the objective of the project. Okay, so whatever you are writing, you are actually writing on the project charter. That is a very important parameter. Okay, so you need to be very, very cautious. Do not return something wrong in the project charter. Otherwise, that will make a wrong impression on your managers. Okay, so whatever you are writing in the project charter, that should have some sense and that should have some value. And that is important for your team members also, because your team members is going to understand what you want to do in this project. And a charter is regarded as a formal approval from the senior manager. So as I told you that you will require a project charter when you want to take the approval from your manager, especially, okay, or the senior person who is going to approve your project. So the charter clarifies what is expected of the team, okay, keeps the team focused, keeps the team aligned with the process priorities, and also transfer the project from the champion to the project team. So champion is a person who is working at the senior position. Okay, he can be a person who is not certified also. It is not mandatory that a champion can be a black belt or the master black belt. Okay, but a champion, a person who is working as a senior person, senior level, and he is having authority to give you permission of your project. Okay, and the charter includes all the measurable objectives, what you want to achieve, organizational and operation boundaries, and management support and commitment. That is very important. And one thing I want to tell you, that for any Lean Six Sigma project, you will require your support from your high management, top management, because without their support, you can't do anything. Your support will be very, very important. So that's why your project charter is playing a very important role, and it should be understand easily by. I mean, that's why your senior managers, your sponsor will give you permission. So a project charter contains a business case. It will have financial benefits, problem statement, goal statement, scope, team roles, and milestones. So what is the business case? So here you are asking like, why should we do this project? What is the reason? So you need to list the benefits. Okay, like for example, reduction of rework cost, increasing in customer satisfaction, decrease in the cost, reduction in the manpower, reduction in the cycle time, increase your business opportunities. So you need to mention actually. And the example is, for example, you are focusing on the CTQ, like this is the critical to quality, like cycle time of the loan processing. Okay, so you want to reduce that. Reduction in the cycle time of loan processing will lead to an increase in the number of loan process, because the cycle time is going to be increasing. It means you will have more people to apply for the loan. So this will result in enhanced market share, because the customer will base will expand and the bank's revenues will also going to increase. Okay, so this is a business case you are going to write. So it's a kind of business case you can write in your project charter. Financial benefits, so which is very important, because for the financial benefits only you are doing any project, and you need to mention all the financial benefits. Financial benefits should be specified in the business case. It should be represented in tangible terms. Okay, maybe in terms of currency, any currency, like in rupees, in dollars, okay, in pounds, or in any other currency you need to mention. needs to take into account any cost overheads, and it can be a rough estimation but requires financial approval, because uh, maybe it might be possible that you are also not sure how much cost will be there, okay, in your project. But at least you should write some tentative costing, okay, approximate costing, that this amount should be needed, okay, something like that. Because it's very difficult to measure, to mention the exact cost, or maybe the exact benefits also. Okay, like benefits means you do not know how much will be the benefits, cost savings after the project, but at least some rough estimate you can mention. So you need to mention the type of savings, okay, like direct cost, like actual cost saved, which could show in the balance sheet. Indirect cost also, okay. So indirect cost means, for example, maybe your cost is also going to be saved, and your some process is also going to be increased. So that is the soft saving, I can say, soft saving or indirect savings. Cost avoidance, okay, you need to see opportunity cost, so you need to mention all these kind of costing here. Problem statement, so problem statement you need to mention here again. So your problem statement should address critical to quality, okay. Short, it should be short, clear, and crisp. And you need to address what is the problem, since when has the problem been observed, and how much is the problem. Okay, like again, there's an example like cycle time of loans processing. So you need to write a problem statement, like for example, between January 4 and April 4, the cycle time of loan processing has increased from 4 days to 9 days. Okay. So it should be specific, like what you are going to mention here, what type of problems you are highlighting. You need to be very, very specific. Goal statement, goal statement also, which is quite similar to the problem statement. Okay, so if you want, again, if you want, maybe you can write either of them, like maybe the problem statement or the goal statement, or maybe both. So goal statement is more shorter as compared to the problem statement, and is more specific and measurable. Like for example, here reduce cycle time of loan processing from 9 days to 3 days. So it is very short, very crispy, and very, very short. Scope, so you need to mention scope also, like uh, what is the scope of the project, define the start and end point of the project. Okay, when you are going to start this project, and when you're going to finish the project. And other parameters also, if you want, you can mention here, like a specific area to be covered. Okay, so if see this example, like again, cycle time of loan processing. So in the scope, the project will address only the card loans to corporate customers in Karnataka state alone, and retail customers are not within the scope of the project. You can mention the scope of the project also. Team roles. So team's roles and responsibilities are very important, and your team selection is also very, very important. Okay, because as I told you, if you are selecting wrong team members, any single team member can spoil your whole project. You have to be very, very cautious when you are selecting your team members. Okay, so after your green belt, maybe you are not having capability to lead a long project, but still you can lead some small project of Lean Six Sigma, like maybe Kaizen project, for example, 5 days, 7 days project, or some small lean projects. I know that you can't able to lead a large project like 1 month, 3 months, 6 month project, but you can do some small projects. So for the small project also, like for example, for Kaizen, that is just a 5 days project, but you will require team, and team selection is a very important part. So you need to define first of all who are the team members of your project, how many people are green belt, black belt, yellow belt, who is the leader of your team, what is the expertise of your team members. Okay, and team should not be one man entities, and communication is very, very important, that how you are going to communicate. So you need to define your team members, their roles and responsibilities, and their designation. This is a milestone or timeline. You need to define timeline also in your project charter, and timelines is very, very important because it will give you idea, specific idea when you are going to start and finish your project, and it will actually, it can mention the time foundations also. Okay, if for example define phase you are going to start on 14 Jan, after define phase you are going to start major phase at 2nd Feb, then analyze, then improve, and the control. So basically it can be about 4 month project. Okay, 4.5 month project you are going to do. So you can mention, or maybe you can mention in a Gantt chart. Okay, I hope you know the Gantt chart, which is not a part of this training, which is a part of project management. So you can mention your timeline in such a case of the Gantt chart. Okay, that when you are going to, for example, start your define phase, like suppose this is the define phase. After that, this is the measure phase, this is the analyze phase, and simultaneously you are going to start your improve phase. So you can mention your Gantt chart also, and you can mention different timelines on your Gantt chart. So this project charter is extremely important for define phase. So what are the sections will be there in the project charter? It will have a header information. Okay, so this is state the project title. Okay, and also one thing is important, that in your project charter you need to mention your heading of your project. Okay, and also date. Date is also you need to mention on the top of the project charter. So header, this states the project title, also referred to as a tracking number, and is owned by the project sponsor who established the project. Overview statement, it aligns the project with overall company strategy and vision. And also it states how the project is compatible with this process and company's goals. Problem statement, it states the opportunity for improvement. It has been identified. The problem statement answer 3 questions: what is wrong, where is the problem, and how big is the problem. And the goal statement, as I told you, goal statement should be very specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and time bounded. Okay. Project scope, it defines the boundaries of the area that will be impacted by the project. It also specifies the area that will not be within the preview of the project. Target audience, so it defines whom the project scope address. Okay, target populations, functions, disciplines, departments. So you need to mention to whom you are going to do this project, which department, maybe manufacturing department, supply chain, production, who are your audience will be there. Project deliverables, so it defines the key project output, sometimes listed outside the goal statements. Project schedule, so schedule you need to mention in a form of Gantt chart or in a form of timeline. And finally business case. So these are the and budget, yes, budget is also very important. So you need to mention your budget, that how much investment you will be required. Okay, what are the resources? So maybe, for example, the project manager, project team members who are involved, and approval. Finally, you need to get signature, approval signature from